Well, I had a headache like for probably 2 or 3 days, probably getting close to a week. And I talked to the wife and I said, I think you're going to have to take me to emergency. I quit driving because my vision in my right eye started to go. So I quit driving probably 2 days or 3 days after I got the headache. I went to the emergency and they sat me down and put the sphygmometer on my arm, and within 5 minutes of that going on my arm, I was in a bed in a gown with a blood pressure pill in my throat, and it turned out I had a stroke. It's almost like this half of it is gone. Am I right? I mean, I'm starting to get some on the outside of it again, but yeah, that's basically. And the left eye is, and I said, my right eye was always my weak eye, and it seems to have really affected it. Being stubborn, it was and stupid like I am. I probably 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
This is a very common story that we hear all the time because people get
Yeah.
blurred vision all the time, so they don't go to emergency.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially when you've had it, like, so I've worn glasses since I was 6, and my right eye was always my weak eye. So when it got, things got in there, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you go in and, yeah. They never said a word about it. They just basically told me that I'd had a stroke, that my blood pressure was screaming high, and I'd had a stroke, and that was it. Here's a pill and out the door.
So there was no treatment at that time?
No.
At that time, okay. So we know that if there was like if you could have been in the emergency in the first few hours, there could have been some treatment, so clot buster treatments, unfortunately.
I'm not going to work because I can't drive. But driving it takes away your independence, and it makes you dependent on people, and I do not like to be dependent on people, and it I don't know, makes you feel less of a person, I guess, that you can't drive, really. It's funny how things are covered, I guess, how medical things are covered. Especially like this, I would think vision is one of the biggest things that you have, one of the biggest senses that you have, but it's not covered. And I mean, I always found it funny that glasses and stuff and all the things that are covered under medicine, but glasses and eye exams and blah 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 aren't. And it's like, I don't understand that. I've never understood it, and I guess it's probably because I said I've been doing this, going to eye doctors since I was 5-6 years old. I think eye exams, hearing exams, all that should be covered, because if you catch things early enough, it puts less of a strain on the system in the long run.
And science and statistics is all on your side.
Yeah. I think of devices like that, I mean, and having, I think either the vision one or having a sphygmometer or a blood pressure cup like available at a cheap cost to people, because they're not cheap things to have, and I think that's a problem. I think that would help a lot of people. Like, and it would make a big difference to people, especially people like me who have, like I said, having glasses since you're 6, you get used to certain things, so you don't even take any notice of it when it starts happening to you, and until something, and now it's permanent. Like, well, hopefully not permanent, but it's till it's major. Yeah. Because of it. And I mean, if there's something that I could have at home and just stick up, and it would say, oh yeah, you're this blah blah blah, would be great. When you get symptoms of something that you think, that's nothing to worry about, get it checked out, because in the long run, it's better for somebody to sit there and say, yeah, it's nothing, Neil, don't worry about it, than having somebody say, yeah, you've had a stroke, and I don't know if you're ever going to see out of that eye again. I mean, even older, younger, I mean, I hear lots of stories about young people that have had strokes, and how it's affected them in the years it's taken them to come back from it, and the cost it's a huge cost to the healthcare system. So I'd say, yeah, it's cheaper. It's cheaper in the long run and easier on you in the long run to get things checked out when it's early than later, than leaving it till later.